What is going on, all you beautiful, beautiful people here on YouTube? Welcome to Adam&Kat podcast reactions. Today, we are going to be reacting to Joe Rogan. Joey Diaz goes off on using offensive words.
Uh-oh.
He's the perfect guy for this.
Yeah, he does not like to be offensive.
No, he doesn't like. Oh, you're messing with me. Yeah, but he doesn't like censorship and stuff like that.
Right.
So I can just hear it because I love when a good old Uncle Joey go off is like the best thing ever.
Oh, yeah.
You know one thing I want to watch, and I'll get to it here in a second, is, by the way, on this channel, the reactions are probably going to be a little longer because we're reacting to other podcast stuff. I want to watch that video. I've seen it before, but I want to see it again, where Joe Rogan and Joey Diaz are on the old Alex Jones show whenever Alex Jones was on the radio. Have you seen that?
No.
We'll watch that after this.
Okay.
It is hilarious.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
What has changed recently? Like one of the things that a lot of people have been saying with especially the Me Too movement is that people are more cautious about saying controversial jokes now. Do you feel that? You feel like energy in the air being different? Do you feel like people are more sensitive?
I know you won't get mad at me. I feel the energy is different, but guess what, G?
What?
It don't apply to me. It don't apply to me. Doesn't apply to me, and it's never going to apply to me. Okay? I understand me shooting your special on your network. You don't want me to use certain words. There's parts, and I get that. This is a business.
Right.
This is a business, and I got mouths to feed. But when I'm at the Comedy Store, when I'm at the Improv, when I'm at the Laugh Factory, when I'm at Flappers, when I'm at the Ha Ha, when I'm at the New York Gotham,
you got to let it fly.
I'm going to let it fly.
You got to let it fly.
Okay? And I'm sorry.
No.
This is just so you know. No!
Sorry.
This is just
You can see her start ramping up.
Yes.
Joey Diaz doesn't take any shit. It's funny. He got hit like a month or two ago. He was getting some accusations of being like, I don't know, sexist. You know, they were throwing some stuff around, trying to cancel him a little bit.
Yeah.
But Joey Diaz, and we watched this video on our other reaction channel. It's like a 20-minute video. He basically told everybody to suck my dick.
Yes.
And
I love it.
I love that because you can't give in to these brats. You know what I mean? They want to cancel you because we're grown-ups. If you can't go to a comedy show and handle a comedian being raunchy and telling jokes, why are you even there?
That's a good point. We're grown-ups.
Yeah.
We're adults.
Act like it.
so you know what I put on yesterday?
What'd you put on
Guess
yesterday?
what I put on in the studio yesterday?
What?
And this is it. This is it because it's time. We're not taking it no more. I'm not taking it no more. I put on an album, and again, I'm very sorry if I offend somebody. I didn't name it this. He did. So take your fucking problem up with him. Name of the album is Bicentennial Nigga by Richard Pryor. I put it on. I listened to it twice, and I did an edible and cried. I got I've got the Periscope listening to Richard. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, and I've listened to Lenny Bruce live from Carnegie Hall in the last couple weeks. I don't know when the last time you listened to that because we can't because of our guys like you and I can't. Definitely not Jamie, and definitely if you're under 30 you can't because of the how slow it is.
How slow
Cultural
it is.
references and how slow it is.
Yeah.
But it's
I was just thinking about that. I wonder, and I swear, just about 10 seconds before he said that, I was thinking, I wonder what, like, if there are any albums out there or old stand-up specials that are so good in that they transcend their decade, or you know what I mean? Like, if we listen to them today, would we laugh? Because it's hard when you listen to Richard Pryor and Carlin. There's that generational gap where the references are different.
Right,
like just the gripes of that generation are just different.
Yeah, but I feel like Carlin doesn't do that so much. A lot of his still apply today.
Yeah, probably. But like people like Richard Pryor and like Bill Cosby and people like that, as good as they were, I wonder if it would be how hard it would be to appreciate it because it's just not as funny because it doesn't hit home like it would have back in the 70s. You know what I mean? I want to listen to those eventually.
I wonder if we could find them online.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's a lesson. I listened to that, and I'm going home. Guess what I'm listening to tonight?
What?
I'm staying in tonight to listen to the one when he meets, the wino meets Dracula.
Oh,
I think it's either, is it something I said or the nigga's crazy? Both of those albums are masterpieces. And that's how he wanted us to do it.
Yeah.
That was how we have to do it.
Yeah.
He didn't give a fuck what the fuck was said.
No.
If a company wants to pay you, HBO or CBS, and Joey, can we talk to you in the corner? We can't have that joke because we got a complaint about that. I'm an adult. I can't say, listen, Bill Hicks is dead and I don't feel too good myself, okay? All right, let's cut the fucking shit, okay? We do this for profit at the end of the fucking day. We're feeding our families, all right? So,
but there's also a way you do it.
And there's
well,
also a way I do it.
compromise the way you do it for more profit.
You know, when I watched the Richard Pryor thing and I know he went to a Hollywood Bowl and they were doing the thing for gays and he went up there and went against the gays. I got it. Is it something I would do? I don't know. But it's who we're supposed to be in a way as a comedian. We're supposed to be the social column of society in a way.
In some ways.
So now you want to take that away from me? You want to take the way I can't say, I grew up on the word retarded. I grew up on the word faggot.
Yep.
I grew up on a lot of words that people don't accept today. And I'm very sorry that you don't accept them. But it's too late for me to change my game right now. Yeah, I'll try my hardest. I try my hardest. I'm still going to say tranny from time to time. I know it offends. But when you're a comic, listen, man, the first 7...
It's not a comic thing, though. I mean, I get what he's saying. For him, it's because he's a comic. Mm-hmm. And you can't just take away the essence of, like, what made you a comic.
Right.
By censoring yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because of today's standards. Especially, I mean, he's like, what, in his 50s?
Yeah.
So he's got like 20 years on us. But, you know, me even being 38, we grew up on the same words.
Right.
But the way that they want to portray those words or the weight that they are given in today's society, it just isn't the same. Like when we were younger, literally, like there's this line, it's a famous line in The Office, and Michael Scott said it best.
Okay. You
don't call retards retarded. That's just bad taste. You call your friends retards when they're acting retarded.
Yeah.
I think I may have messed that up a little bit, but that's basically it.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. You know, our brothers, it's like, and Louis C.K. has a great bit about this. He goes, I would never call a gay guy a faggot. Now, unless he was being a faggot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because those words didn't mean that to us. Mm-hmm. It was just like, shut up, faggot.
Yeah.
You know, shut up, you freaking retard. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's because for us, it didn't have the same meaning as it does in today's culture. You know what I mean?
But it's weird that 20, 30 years later, they're all of a sudden given this meaning. They're also, I mean, now that's what they mean, but they're given this special power. But you know what it is? It's because of this it's because of the victim mentality that's circulating our culture. They usurp that power because it helps them be more of a victim. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, there's no harm in some old school guy going up on stage and, you know, saying the word retard and faggot. It doesn't hurt anybody unless you allow it to hurt you.
Yeah.
People just got, you know what? People may not like to hear this, but people really are. They're just softer now. They just are.
Yeah.
Like mentally anyway.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So. Minutes of any news is about what's going on in the world. And the next 10 minutes is bad. I never talk about politics. Well, to top it off, I'm a felon. So I need to talk about politics. You know what I'm saying? Like,
vote.
There's just things. I'm not going to talk about kicking an abortion child. Remember, for a long time, every comic was, you know, I'll kick an aborted fetus. You know, that's not my style. I'm up there to talk on
What
the
are you talking about?
You know, for an aborted. Yeah. You go to comic.
Even Joe's like, what are you talking about?
The shows, and there's always that one comic
be shocking.
that wants to be shocking. No, I'm not here to be shocking. I'm here to tell you how I see it. You want to hear how I see it? This is how I see it. If I offend you, I offend you.
I fucking love Joey.
Before, at the beginning of the show, I said something very offensive in today's terms. But in my reality, it was real. You want firecrackers? You buy them from a Chinese dude down in China.
Why is that racist?
Because that's racist. In
But
today's
isn't it factual?
society,
how's it
Not
racist if
today.
it's factual?
Chinese people are out of fireworks.
Right.
They moved
but
on to
there's
other things.
there's weird ones that we all let fly. like black dudes with big dicks. No one's complaining about that, right? You ever hear that?
No.
You assume black dude has a big dick. Does anybody complains? Probably they're looking to now.
Adam,
that might
pause
be
it.
like me.
The only people who complain about the term or the stereotype of black dudes have or big dicks are black dudes with little dicks. They hate it. They hate that.
You know
shit.
what? I do honestly, and I like all kidding aside, I do feel a little sorry for black dudes in that regard. Imagine, because the stereotype is now black is like BBC, big
Yep.
black cock.
Yeah.
That's like our first video is getting demonetized.
I know. we didn't waste no time.
But anyways, imagine being, because you hooked up with this black guy. We won't say his name,
Mm-hmm.
but it rhymes with like Washington, and but I think he even played in the NBA for a little while.
Oh my god.
But anyways, he played for the University of Arkansas.
Yeah.
He sees this. Hey, why don't you just give out my fucking social security number while you're at it? But he's 6'11".
Mhm.
He's a fucking like LeBron James looking, like
he's
bigger
a
than
giant.
yeah, he's a giant.
Yeah.
And you said he had one of the smallest wieners you've seen on a black dude.
Yes.
Which is, now, I don't know. Look, I should probably just hit play on this, but just let me say something. I think the stereotypes come from somewhere.
Yeah.
They don't just fall out of the sky. So probably on average, black guys have slightly average bigger dicks. So imagine being one of those black guys. That's what I was going to say. I feel sorry for black guys with small dicks because the girl, when she pulls the
my
pants
gosh,
down,
yes.
she's expecting the very least a little bit above average.
Yeah.
So if I can't imagine being Mr. Washington, where you're 6'11", you pull down, you get like 5.5 inches down there.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
what a train wreck.
I know. And
I'd be pissed.
I've heard, and it wasn't just him. There's another guy who was a really big guy. He wasn't 6'11", but he was like 6'7".
That's a huge person.
A huge guy. And same thing with him. And he
the guy,
told me.
Your buddy that you.
Yes. And he's told me, I hate it. Because girls will come up to him at a club and be like, "Oh, like I know you got a big dick," and he's like, "No, I really don't."
For sure.
You know, it's just horrible.
If you're 6'11", 6'7" black guy,
Yeah.
the girl expects you to be anatomically correct.
Yeah.
I mean, holy shit.
Yeah. I know.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
Now, if there's, I'm not gonna say that.
the first one to get called out on it. That's racist to think that black dudes have big dicks. Is it? If it's positive, is like a positive attribute racist? Like if you said Asian people are better at math, people would say that's racist. How is it racist if they're really good at something? Like if they have more talent or skill or more accomplishments, how's that racist? Like isn't that racial if it's good? Right? Like Jews accept it. If you tell Ari that more European Jews won Nobel Science Prizes, he's like, of course, we're smarter. Is it racist to talk about how many Jews are so fucking smart? Like, why is that? Why are they so goddamn smart? You ever think about how many German and European Jews were like fucking serious geniuses? It's a crazy trend. Like, what happened over there? Callan was trying to explain it to me once about their values, and their education, and experiences, and what led to just. Google the numbers of European Jews that have won Nobel Science Prizes. It's kind of like it's eye-opening. You know how many guineas from New Jersey? 0. 0 guineas from New Jersey winning science prize. None of my relatives winning science
I tried
projects.
looking this up a couple weeks ago. It was hard to look it up.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, what's
European Jews that have won the Nobel Science Prize. Try that. I don't know. I don't even know what these numbers are. I'm talking out of my ass. I know that
As
it's.
per
I've
usual.
definitely heard it discussed that there was a giant number.
I just want to say real quick before this episode's over.
Mm-hmm.
I missed this backdrop.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, the new one's growing on me some, and I get it. It's kind of a dome, and it's cool looking. It's futuristic. But this one, I like the brick with the huge American flag behind
Yeah.
them. It looked, I don't know. It felt like, it almost felt like home. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I was
just-
about ready to say.
Yeah, it appeased.
It looks like a man cave with all of his trinkets and stuff on the table,
Yeah.
and the big
Oh.
TV and the big suit of armor and the big whatever over
Yeah.
there. I miss it.
we're never going back, so we just got to get over it. But at least we have these clips. But that right there, just I don't know. It just seems like the Joe Rogan podcast to me. Kind of.
What are you doing over there, Joey Diaz?
Make sure my wife doesn't text me and let me know what party I need to be at.
Oh, 4th of July, baby. This is our country's birthday. It's a time that we should cherish. I think we should play the national anthem.
Maybe later. We got time.
Okay.
Well, we got to play the national anthem real quick. They had it on this morning by my house. I loved it. I fucking love it.
So how was your experience doing your Netflix special?
Everything was great. Netflix, I take my hats off to them. Everything was great. It was my fuck up. It was my fuck up. I let it get into my head too much. I listened to too many people, and I forgot the number one thing.
Be funny.
Just be funny. That's it. Be yourself.
I feel you,
Doesn't
dude.
matter what any people
How
say.
many shows did you film?
2. First one, I think, was a disaster. The second one, I redeemed myself a little bit. We'll put something together and we'll save something. So now I'm working really hard. Like now I'm going back to my old roots, how I want to do my stand-up again.
It's hard.
That was weird. Just in the middle of a word. One thing that I was gonna say that that Joey Diaz touched on, he didn't say this, but it made me think of this. You know, like court jesters back in the old medieval days, they were comedians, and it was their job to make fun of everything going on around, everything in society. That was their job. They were the first comedians.
Yeah.
So, and that's where comedians come from, is these court jesters that they're their whole
And they got to pass on things that would get normal people killed.
yes, and that was so that people would think about things and not just accept everything going on around them, and they would actually think about what was going on. But they did it in a way that made people laugh and made people happy, but it's still like planted seeds on. And so what I think what he was saying was they're taking away the role of a comedian by censoring everything that they say. And with the comedians now self-censoring, they're taking away the root of what their job is.
Well, and we're taking away the root of what it means to be an American, which is the ability to think.
Well,
To
yeah,
think
but
for ourselves, to express ourselves. And once we start self-censoring, look, if you're a comedian, I feel sorry for comedians who get up on stage and their whole act is some woke shit and it's very non-controversial.
yes, non-controversial.
It's like, dude, push the envelope.
Yes.
Who cares what people think? Like, stop. I don't know. I love the First Amendment. That's why I love America. I love our ability to say what we think. But over the last couple of years, you've seen this self-censorship, and it's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
Like, everybody needs to loosen up. Our comedians, just be funny. Look, there's a lot of people. Look, I'm not a comedian. I've never been.
Well,
I've never.
it's debatable.
I've never stepped foot on a stage. Now, it's one of my dreams, but I have this idea in my head of what I would be if I went up on stage. I don't know another way except to be offensive.
Yeah.
I don't know another way. I grew up in a very poor part of northeast Oklahoma and southwest Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Very poor trailer trash. So I grew up in a very rough environment, and I don't know another way except just to make fun of things and to say the word retard and faggot. It's just like, it feels real, like when you're just being a real person who is just, it's just, I don't know where I'm going with this.
I don't know either. And so switching gears, this is my final thought.
All right.
Whenever they were talking about the national anthem, whenever I hear the national anthem, I cry almost every single time. And none other gives me chills like the one that Usher sang on that basketball court.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord. It sends chills up and down my spine every time I hear it.
Yeah. He's very talented.
Yeah, yes.
All right, guys, we're getting out of here. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
He jumped out in the fucking ocean. He's trying to commit suicide. He jumped out.